Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's DIY session, we'll be making this beautiful reversible bralette top. So to begin, I'm going to show you how to take the accurate measurement. The first measurement you have to take is you should take measurement from your upper bust to the under bust. So I measured this mannequin, it is 9 inches. Then the next thing you have to take is the middle of your bust, the middle of your bust to the side of your bust. I measure this mannequin is 8 inches. Just make sure you are doing it the way I'm doing it for you to get it right. The next one is to take your under bust circumference. So I measure this mannequin is 25 inches. So this mannequin is very slim. It's actually small. This is not the measurement I'll be working with. I just showed you how to measure it on this mannequin. Then to go on, we started by cutting on our fabric. So in case you're using a bust of from your upper bust to your under bust is 9 inches, and from the middle of your bust to the side is also 9 inches. So you're going to cut 9 by 9 on your main fabric, because that's exactly what I'm cutting at now, because this is the measurement of my client. I'm cutting 9 by 9 inches. If you can remember, that is not what I got on the mannequin, but because I just want to show you using the mannequin how to measure it, that is why I measured it on the mannequin. But the real measurements I'm working with is 9 by 9 inches. So when I was done cutting it out, the next thing I did was to cut out that same thing on a lining. As you can see, this is 9 by 9 inches. 9 by 9 inches. So the next thing to do is to cut the lining. As you can see, I already cut it out, but because this is a reversible bralette, I also used another Ankara fabric. You can decide to use lining if you want to cut a one-faced bralette, but because I want to cut a reversible bralette, I'm using another beautiful Ankara fabric as a lining. So you have to decide the one you want to use. Then the next thing you have to do is to fold in your fabric like this. Look at what I'm doing so you get it right. Fold it to make a triangle diagonally like this, as you see me doing like this. After folding it in for the first time, the next thing you have to do is come to the the down part of it, the down part of your fabric. If you get to down, after folding the first triangle, fold in the down part of your fabric, making a small triangle on the down part. Please look at what I'm doing very carefully so you will understand. After folding that in, the next thing you have to do is to cut it out. Please take a closer look at what I'm doing so you understand. Just cut it out like this, and the next thing you have to do is to shape it in. Use your chalk to mark it first. Just shape it in, make it smooth. Just shaping it in. Look at what I'm doing. Shaping it in, make it to be shapy, make it to be smooth there. You see, after doing that, just cut it out, and then you do the exact same thing on your lining or on your fabric, no matter the one you're using. Do the exact same thing. Then after doing that, this particular place is optional. You can decide not to put anything. You can decide to use an interfacing. You can decide to put your gum stay, but me, I decided to use a stay because I want it to be more cool. I want it to be cool. Okay, you can decide to use whatever. I can decide not to even put anything at all. Me, I decided to put a stay. That's what I'm doing right now. You see, after putting a stay and trimming it, this is what I have. All right, this is all the pieces. I decided to put a stay in all the pieces. So the next thing I have to do is to arrange it. Sew your main fabric, the right side facing each other. Two pieces of your main fabric, the right side facing each other. Fold your lining to the right side facing each other. Use 0.5 inches to sew it. So because I want to go to my sewing machine, I decided to cut my rope to the rope that is going to be tied at the back of the neck. All right, this is it. Don't worry, it's not as wide as it looks. It's because I want to sew two different fabrics together. Remember, we are making a reversible bralette, so because of that, I'm going to sew these two different fabrics together. I'll sew 0.5 inches from each side because I want my rope to be 0.5 inches. I don't want it to be bold. So after I was done sewing it, as you can see, that is my rope there. I already sewed my rope. The next thing I did was to notch it. Guys, it's compulsory to notch. You have to notch it in order to make that place relax. If you don't notch it when ironing it, that place is not going to relax. I'm sure if you also sew padded clothes, that is how you are going to also notch it to make it relax. Then after notching it, you go ahead to iron it. While ironing it, is preferable to open it up like this. I will strongly advise you open it up like this, as you see me doing in the video. Just open it up and iron it, as you see me doing. It's going to help it relax. All right, then after doing that, the next thing you have to do is to sew your main fabric and your lining, join it together. When you want to sew it, insert your rope. Guys, take note, you're not going to sew your rope like this. If you put your rope like this, you look at, if you flip it, the inside of the longest part of the rope that's supposed to be outside will now be inside. So look at what I'm doing. This is how you're going to sew it. You see, this is exactly how you're going to sew it. So place your lining and your main fabric right side facing each other, then go to your sewing machine and sew it. Don't sew the down part, sew this triangle, that upper part round. As you can see, I was done sewing it. The next thing I did was just to trim the excess on the edge in order to make it smooth when I iron it. See, our bralette is almost ready. So after trimming it, I will turn it inside out. Then I will give it a good press. You see, our bralette is already coming out beautiful. Just iron it, give it a good press, and then just give it a good press. You see, that's our bralette. This is the one part, this is the other part, because this is a reversible bralette. So just iron it, just give it a good press. Ironing your clothes while sewing it is one of the best things you can ever do, because when you're done sewing the clothes is going to look so neat. So while sewing, endeavor to always be ironing in every process. After sewing anything, just give your clothes a good press. It's going to add in the neatness of the clothes. It's going to make it even easier for you to work on. After I was done doing that, the last thing I had to do is to cut the band. Now you have to decide if you want it to be a rope, you'll be tying at the back, or if you want it to be a back, you'll be using rope. You put eyelets and be tying. Anyhow you want to do it, but my own, I decided to make it a rope. I'll be tying at the back. So because I'm sewing a reversible bralette, I had to sew two different fabrics together. After doing that, the next thing I did was to find out the middle, then put in my measurement. Then I will sew from one end to that place my measurement stops, then from the other end, leaving a hole at the center. As you see, that hole at the center is my measurement, my round underboss. The next thing you have to do after turning it is to iron it. I hope you understand this part. When you are sewing your rope, take your round underboss, measure it on your rope, then from the middle, you're going to measure from the middle to measurement, your own measurement. If it's 30, you're going to fold it into 2 and measure 15 from the middle, so that when you spread this is going to be 30. Then sew from the edge to that place, to that where your measurement ends. When you measure it, you're going to put a notch so you know where your measurement ends. Then leave a hole, leave a space in the center. That space is where you're going to match. You're going to put your bralettes inside and you're going to match it. All right, just watch what I'm doing. I'm sure you will understand it. Okay, you see, this side of this fabric, you are going to put your bralette facing that side. See, because this is the side, this is the orange side. Just put in your bralette. Then guys, I was actually trying to pin it, but it was too strong, so I wasn't able to. Pardon that. I was trying to pin it, so I explained it to us, but it was so strong my pin wasn't able to enter. I just gave up and I put it that way. Just watch what I'm doing. All right, just put it like this together and then go over to your sewing machine and mat it. Make sure it's very neat. Then voila, this is our bralette. Our bralette is ready and is a given. See how beautiful it is. Look at the other side. Remember I said it's a reversible bralette. You can wear it either side. You can wear it, I said you wear the orange side or the green side. This is so beautiful, guys. This is so beautiful. So that is all for this bralette top. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you are old subscriber, and if you are new here, the endeavor to hit the subscribe button, because I drop things like this all the time, and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime I drop a new video. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.